Hello, everyone. My name is Cardell Edmond, and I have the pleasure of presenting to you the first of many briefings of our upcoming shoots abroad for what we're positive will be 2018's leading motion picture. Now, without further ado, I present to you our first location pick in the beautiful, luscious, remote Philippines. A few things you may not know about this beautiful country is that not only are they the leading producer of coconuts, but also the 10th largest English-speaking country, just behind the US. So no need to pull out your Google Translate because the locals are mostly English fluent. Well, during the planning stages of this shoot, we have to consider the geography of the country we're visiting. Now, considering a large majority of the country consists of islands, we have to factor in travel there and how we'll likely be getting from point A to point B. We have Taiwan to the north, Vietnam to the west, Palau to the east, and Malaysia and Indonesia to the south. These may be places to consider in the event of our direct flights becoming too costly. After all, these islands are accessible from more than one location. Also important to note is that considering these are island nations, there are weather concerns that need to be addressed. The general climate of the Philippines is tropical and monsoonal, meaning wet and dry seasons. Generally, winds come from the southwest from May to October, bringing in rain, then from the northeast from November to February, bringing the drier months. From June to December, typhoons often hit the island, mostly from the southeast, with November through February the most agreeable season for our shoots. For any rain shots, we can either extend the shoot for the first week of the rains or add the rain in the studio to lessen the risk of being trapped in a monsoon. Now the production team has already reached out to a few local agencies and they'll be aiding in our production. And they've assured us that the shoots will be possible as long as we follow local laws, provisions, and as well as deliver our amusement fee required per the Republic Act number 9167. Mind you, their government will not be too far different from our own considering they are a presidential republic. So remember that we're guests in their country, and our being there will simply bring a lot of revenue to their cities and help their economy. Speaking of money, we are in a wonderful position for exchange rates because currently the US dollar is equal to 49.83 Philippine pesos. And with this in consideration, we should find living accommodations reasonable based off their cost of living. Philippines is a country slowly building up. Last year, their GDP was $801.9 billion, going up from $753.7 billion from 2015. Their real GDP growth rate has successfully recovered from the 2015's fall from 6.2 to 2016's 6.4 growth. Yet another thing to take note is this country's wealth. It's currently unevenly distributed, to say the least. In 2014, it was determined that the richest 40 people, $74.2 billion, accounted for 25.7% of the country's entire GDP, which is an improvement from 2012 where they held 76.5%. So, as the saying goes, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. This is important to remember while filming because we're from a country with far more opportunity and with possessions many of the locals would love to have. With this, we must be respectful and cautious of our surroundings. Regarding to caution, local travel warnings have been issued to warn tourists, especially Westerners, from traveling in many of the southern regions of Mindanao, which is the southern region of the islands. These areas have recent reports of terrorist activities, ISIS strongholds, kidnapping, scams, and petty crime. Also, due to the country's location in the Pacific Ring of Fire, we must be continually aware of our location due to multiple active volcanoes and earthquakes. Remember, this is a humble country on the move. It was calculated last year that 55% of the labor force consisted in service industry, with 29% in the agriculture field and 16% in industry. Fortunately, the cost of living won't be hyperinflated, considered 2016's inflation rate was all of 1.7%, coming up only from 1.3% in 2015. While we're there, we figured that we could contribute to the local economy the best ways we see possible. So this means in regards to transportation, we'll be traveling shorter distances, which we can use the jeepneys, multi-cabs, and tricycles. In larger cities, we'll be using mostly exclusively the jeepneys. Do feel inclined to take advantage of the delicious fruit from the countryside. After all, it's one of the country's major exports as well as coconut oil, petrol products, and electronics. Last year brought them in approximately $38.2 billion. They also import $65 billion in electronics, fuels, iron and steel, and machinery. The non-agricultural sector is now at 481 pesos an hour, with agricultural sector at 444. Which is about $9.65 and $8.91. So, all in all, This place will be a wonderful home away from home with different scenery, which is a major reason why we selected this region. With films like Bourne Ultimatum having scenes filmed in Manila, and with such a diverse typography, we have the potential to shoot both urban, third world, jungle scenes all within a few hours between locations. This we figured could save the studio money and time, and with the villages nearby benefiting from our presence, we're in a wonderful position to uplift their country by highlighting all the different beauties that they have to offer and with little resistance. Also, considering the country's 333 years of Spanish rule and 48 years of American tutelage, this country is culturally similar enough to the U.S. that we anticipate smooth transitions rolling right into our filming. So get your passports and pack your sunscreen because first shoot will be the wonderfully beautiful Manila, Philippines.